I grew up in a middle-class family. My mom worked her whole life as an ER nurse and a surgical nurse. And so I have been exposed to healthcare and hospitals since I was tiny. My dad ended up having a successful small business, but he absolutely grew up in extreme poverty in the sense that he didn't have adequate access to healthcare, probably even adequate access to nutrition. He had always said to my siblings and I that just because he had moved from experiencing extreme poverty into middle or upper middle class experience, that that was not a reason to then judge anyone else. And so that just instilled in me this deep, abiding commitment to caring for, not in a paternalistic way, in an advocacy, equity way, for groups of people or communities that are disenfranchised. And so for me, this idea that working towards social interest and really working towards a society that cares for each other and is more cooperative than competitive really resonated with me. I was at a stage in life and moved to Chicago, got my master's of counseling and doctorate of psychology from the Adler School of Professional Psychology. And that's how I became a psychologist. I knew that, just for my own financial stability, while also being a civil servant, that I needed to do some sort of loan repayment. I just remember finding the website for National Health Service Corps, and that I met the requirements. And so for me, between my mom's healthcare background and my dad's deep commitment to people vulnerable in society, National Health Service Corps, working with underserved communities and joining the public health service just made sense as a path. I joined the public health service out of my residency, and I took my first staff psychologist position at the Zuni IHS Hospital in Zuni, New Mexico, which is out in the Four Corners area, about 45 minutes from Gallup. And that's where I became a National Health Service Corps loan recipient. The Pueblo of Zuni, so unbelievably welcoming and supportive of myself and my family, that was that's the part that's life-changing, to be invited into a community without being an enrolled tribal member. It not only changes your work, it changes your worldview and how you see the world and how you see different communities and cultures and the experiences of folks that have experienced systemic challenges with historical trauma and intergenerational trauma. That part is life-changing. One of the things that I think is so amazing about the 50th anniversary and National Health Service Corps being available for 50 years is it expands the type of person that can enter into specific healthcare professions. I am a perfect example. If I knew my degree was going to land me into $150,000 to $200,000 debt, coming from a middle-class background, I would not have become a psychologist. I knew that this was the only way to allow me access to the field. I don't think I could do my current job in the way that I'm able to do it without really being in the field. And to have been a loan recipient myself, that you just have this lived experience that at least for me, it just really shapes me and shapes the work that I do now in intergovernmental affairs. And you look back and you say, was this the right choice for me and my family? There were a lot of sacrifices along the way. But I think ultimately, yeah, it was worth it.